You know, I'm not ready to teach, but filming a video like this gives me a space, gives me a context in which to do my practice and stay focused on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice and just see where that gets us today. I'm probably going to use some weights. I have 5-pound weights and 25-pound weights. Yeah. Maybe we'll start with our heavy weights, 25s or whatever is, fairly heavy to you. And I'm going to start by slowly bending my knees, bring my butt back, almost like a chair pose, and slowly lower the weights to the ground, not letting your back curl over, but bringing your belly button towards your thighs. And then holding your weights on the ground, so you're kind of pulling them, maybe even lift them just a little bit off the ground. Keeping your lower back straight, gradually straighten your legs as much as you can. Get a nice stretch through the back of your legs as you hold your weights just off the ground. Make sure your back is nice and straight. And hold here. Take like a couple of deep breaths. And bring the weights to the floor. Keep stretching your legs. Maybe pedal them a little bit, straighten them one by one. The important thing is not letting your back bend. Not letting it slouch, your lower back that is. Stretching out the length of the muscles that connect all through your lower back, down to your outer leg, right into the tips of your feet, your toes. Let out some breath. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you're ready, ideally we'll do it on an inhale. We're going to pick up the weights, engage that stretch, straighten your back, and then drop your butt and lift the weights above your head on your next inhale. And exhale to push the weights up. And hold them above your head. Inhale and exhale. Full breaths. Drop your shoulder blades. And engage your core. And we're going to do the reverse motion now. Nice and slow. Drop the weights to your shoulders. Drop the weights to your hips. Bend your knees, stick your butt out, and lower it down. Slowly engage that, stretching your legs as you straighten them. And come back to the position where you're holding your weights just above the floor. Now we'll do that cycle a few more times. You can leave the weights resting gently on the floor, but still pull on them and get a nice stretch through the back of your legs. Deep breaths. Okay, next inhale, we'll come up. And down. Nice and slow to your shoulders, then to your hips, and bend your knees, stick your butt out, and drop down. Fully fold. Slightly lift on your weights and engage the stretch down the back of your legs. Deep breaths. Next inhale, we come up. down. I'm going to pick up the pace on this a little bit. Inhaling just to get the weights up and lifting your chest up, and then exhale for a strong, to finish the movement, bringing the weights above your head. Next inhale. And down. Nice. Up. Find your own rhythm and keep this going for a little bit. All right. Stand nice and tall, holding your weights. My hands are getting a little bit tired here. And drop your shoulder blades down and back. Nice tall posture. Okay, and weights to the floor. Very nice. We'll take a pause on using those big weights so you can set them to the side. Okay, come onto the mat on your back. Lower back flush with the floor. And bring your knees up above you as if gravity were flipped sideways and you're sitting on the chair. Take some deep breaths. Move your legs forward just enough that your core starts to get engaged. And keep your lower back flush with the floor. 5 deep breaths starting now. You can gradually straighten your legs for more core engagement. Okay, and rock it up straight into a boat pose. Your legs don't need to be straight in any sense. Just keep your heels off the ground and come to a balance with your legs engaged. If you lean a little bit more forward, you can take the emphasis out of your core, which is now tired, and shift it mainly into your hip flexors and your lower back. Although your core is definitely still working. Deep breath. One more. And bring it onto your back, lower back, flush with the mat, and lift your legs up. Relaxed. Bring them towards bring your knees towards your shoulders. Let them spread out. And grab onto your feet or your ankles for a nice hip opening pose here. You can use your elbows to gently press out on your inner knees. Deep breath. Let your hips open just gently using the force of gravity. And take 5 deep breaths starting now. As always, you can move the emphasis around within the stretch as you breathe. Nice and slowly though. I lost track of my count for the breath. We'll do one more. All right, and sit up. nice cross-legged seat. Straighten your back. Put your hands face down on your knees. Oh, and just straighten your posture up. Imagine you're balancing a glass of water on your head. And take 5 deep breaths here. Okay, nice and slow. Come forward onto all fours. Take a few breaths to get there. Move slow. You can pause in this kind of forearm position. Maybe take a look. I don't know what I'm doing. On your forearms, you can open your hips. Move around in circles with your lower body. And gradually come back onto all fours. Point your thumbs towards each other and your index fingers up as if they were going to make a triangle. Like make a triangle with your hands and then separate them to shoulder width. And take some deep breaths here. So with this configuration of your hands, your elbow creases are turning inwards to face towards your belly button. And arch your back up on an exhale. Inhale, belly button towards the floor. A few more times. Noise is good. And drop your elbows to where your hands just were. Lift up into a forearm plank. This time, bring your hands together in front of you in like a prayer position. And hold your plank. Engage your upper arms to push into the floor. And take nice, calm, full breaths. 10. 2. And in control, bring your knees to the floor and send it back. Child's pose. Extend your arms in front of you. Relax your forehead to the floor. Open up your shoulders. Those 5 deep breaths. Lift up to seated, bring your legs in front of you. And we'll come into a seated forward fold. paschimottanasana. Come into a nice upright position. Engage your bandhas, so lift the pelvic floor and your core. Engage your core. You're lifting up energetically with the lower part of your upper body, keeping, to my understanding, keeping your energy in and coming up and out rather than collapsing. So with your bandhas engaged, drop your knees toward the floor using your muscles and not letting your lower back arch. Come forward. Wherever you can get your hands to is okay. You don't want to be bending your back to get there. So belly button towards your thighs. If you can, bring your hands over top of your feet. For me to do this right now, I'm letting my knees bend a little bit, but that's good. Whatever engages the stretch for you. And take some deep breaths. When you do the Ashtanga primary series, in most guided versions of it that I've encountered, each position is held for 5 breaths, or rather you do 5 breaths within each asana, or in the state of the asana, I believe it's called, the state of it. This would be the state of paschimottanasana. And within that you do 5 breaths. But I was reading Joyce, not James, and in his layout of the asanas that make up the Ashtanga primary series, in every single one of them, when you get to the state of the asana, it says do, I believe it's puraka and rechaka, which means inhalation and exhalation, as much as possible. So 5 breaths is just, well, I don't know. I guess that's the chosen amount for doing the whole series. But engaging in any given asana, it seems like the thing to do is breathe in and out fully as much as possible within it, kind of fully expanding into the state of the asana. So we're still in paschimottanasana here, which I believe Mr. Joyce called the king of asanas. And I'm beginning to learn why. So anyway, puraka, rechaka, keep going. And you can always push a little bit deeper into the stretch if that feels good as you breathe. Keep a gentle gaze towards your shins or your feet. And actively reach your toes back towards your face. I even like to spread out my toes. So my big toes are pointing straight back towards my face. And then I stretch open my toes. Get all the muscles through my feet engaged and working. Okay, that's enough of that. Enough talk. Come back onto your back and bring your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees fall together. Come into a relaxed position here for a few breaths. Oh, and relax. All right, are you ready to stand up? I think we're going to do a little bit of standing. A little bit of balance. So when you're ready, rock forward. Come up onto your feet. Get settled in a nice standing position. Open your hips forward. Engage your glutes. Chest forward. Let your shoulder blades sink down. Nice upright posture. And we'll do our one legs. So we'll start on the left leg today. Start on the left leg. And lift your right leg up in front of you, just bent, nice and easy. Squeeze your left hip as you engage your leg, pushing into your toes and keeping your hips square. Settle into this balance and take some deep breaths. Don't let your back arch. Bring your pelvis forward, lifting that leg forward. And you can have your hands together at your chest. Starting to feel the engagement on your front leg and your standing leg. From here, straighten the leg that's in front of you, your right leg, all the way up. And lower it down. Very nice. For this, in order to engage the right muscles, I like to tilt my leg toward the inside, meaning the outside of my right ankle kind of comes up and out a little bit. And then I straighten. And that gets the right muscles engaged, the ones that are lacking for me at least. So that's just a trick if your knee clicks when you do this motion. Play with different angles and find what works so that you can straighten it all the way and you're having muscle engagement. Hold the whole process. Hold. You want it to be held. Getting a little tired here. We'll come to a forward leaning position. Leg out behind you. Right leg out behind you. Keep your hips nice and square. And don't go any far. Don't push the position past where you can be nice and stable. Only very gradually do you want to push that edge. You want to settle in your stability and then slowly and slightly expand it. But you want to settle in your stability. It's like that great quote from Victor Wooten where he says, you never leave the groove to find a note. You never get out of the groove to look for a note. Because if you lose the groove, then you get lost. Oh boy. I think this is Warrior 3. If you want, you can straighten up. Really engage, come to as full an expression of this pose as you can, and bring your right leg back toward the front, out in front of you, and we'll straighten it one more time. And hold it out in front of you. This comes up in the Ashtanga primary series, this pose where you're just holding your leg out in front of you, and it takes muscles, which take development. All right, release that leg and drop it to the floor. All right, let's switch to the right leg now. Okay, on your right leg, come to a nice balance. Lift your left leg out in front of you in a nice bent position. Squeeze your right hip, engage your glute, engage your core, lift your pelvis forward into that left leg as you actively lift it up in front of you. And settle here. I do quite like the variation of tilting your leg inward, meaning the outside of your ankle goes up and out a little bit. This really engages the muscles on the outside of your hip, which for me, I believe are quite underdeveloped. Maybe for you too. From here, we'll straighten the left leg. Doesn't have to be an exact 90-degree angle with your standing leg. If you can't lift it up that high, that's fine. And we'll straighten it a few times and bend it back. All right, bring that left leg out behind you and lean forward over your right leg. Engage your glute. Make sure your hip stays square, so you're lifting from the inner thigh, the inner leg on your back leg. And get stable here. Slowly expanding the domain of stability that you inhabit. Inhabit is a good word, hey? That's cool. Deep breaths. You can do different movements here. Play with your range. It's all about moving through all the positions. It's not just about having a static hold. Transition between maybe what would be called the state of the asana. The state of the asana is just one position, but the asana itself includes the transition between states, and that maybe is the most important part. At least that's kind of what I think. But getting into the full expression of a pose, or maybe the state of it, is also really important, because then you get a new kind of outer limit of expansion in a particular direction. And as you hold that, it gives you something to transition in between. So like you have to stretch to the outer points in all these places, and then you need to develop the muscles and the habits of movement and strength that connect all of those places. So you're actually weaving together a large range of motion, an expansive range of motion. Right leg's getting tired? Yeah, mine is. All right, lean it forward. Maybe come to what is today your full expression of this pose. Your fullest expression at the moment. And drop your leg to the floor. A good shake out. Stretch your legs in whatever way feels good. I'm lifting my knees up towards my chest one at a time. Oh, finding a nice stretch through the outside of my hip. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I believe that a lot of the twisting, like a half lotus position, involves twisting in your hips and knees. I think a lot of that I'm not ready for. I'm talking about things in yoga. Because I don't think that I have the properly developed support through my leg to not dump pressure into my joints. So a lot of the practice that I'm doing right now is developing the interconnected muscle pathways, trying to make it so the whole range of motion is held, right, is held. And then once I have that foundation, I can hopefully do all of the twisting and other difficult body movements that are part of yoga. So that's what this stage of my practice is for. Yeah. What do you think? Do we want to do anything else here? Oh, you know what? If you have your 5-pound weights, let's get those. Even anything light will do. Before I bought these weights, I was using books. I would just take a couple of big books off my shelf. But these 5-pound weights are also very good. I got them at a thrift store. So we'll hold the weights. Just let them drop down by your side. And drop your shoulder blades down and back. Already I can feel a stretch through the outside of my shoulders as I bring them back. And just slightly lift these 5-pound weights, or whatever they are, lift your weights just a little bit up to increase the stretch, shooting down the top of your arm, right to the back of your hand. And play with different angles, find where you have these strings of tightness, and just slowly lean into them. You can also turn your neck a little bit side to side. The purpose of this type of movement, this type of exercise that we're doing, is to open up your posture because your muscles are tight in such a way that they hold your posture in a collapsed position. And we want to change it so that you're operating from a fully open posture. And to do that, you need not only to stretch out the muscles that are really tight through your upper arms, your shoulders, your back, and your chest. You also need to strengthen those and strengthen them from their new range of motion. So sink your shoulder blades down and gradually lift these weights up until you're holding them at shoulder level. And just hold them here. Engage your arms. And shoulder blades drop down. Deep breaths. You can turn your palms a little bit more upward and then turn your palms a little bit more downward. I tend to kind of wander around as I do this. You can stay in one place if you prefer. All right, now gradually lift these weights up above your head. If the weights you're using are too heavy for you to do this, find something a little bit lighter. Books are great. You can even do this with nothing in your hands at the beginning. And now play around with lifting and lowering, but always keeping the weights at or above shoulder level. So move in all kinds of big circles, whatever motion you want, but don't let the weights drop below shoulder level. Keep it going. Getting real tired. Play with different angles, your chest open or like your hands facing upward or your palms facing down, and get all the different angles. Oh, I've dropped below my shoulders now. That's okay, I'm getting tired. Keep it going. Just keep your shoulders engaged no matter what. Keep going. Even if it's just a little bit engaged like me right now, I'm just slightly holding these up. Expanding the upright posture strength that I have. You can lift them up in front of you like this. And then drop them out toward the side, vice versa, out toward the side, and above your head, and then down in front of you. Shoulders are really feeling it. This is a good one to do. Just get your shoulders used to lifting weight through their entire range of motion. All right, that's enough of that one for me. That is enough of that.